Well, am I just all about the Swift lately? My goodness, I've had the manual, I've had the CVT, and now I'm in the Dzire, the 4th generation Dzire. But I don't mind because I love a Swift, as you probably know. And now I'm in the Dzire, all about that ride sharing life, you know? But speaking of sharing, okay, I shared my details into hippo.co.za with the details of this car, and out popped a number of 529 Rand and an excess of 6.5, which I think is fabulous. You know, so you should probably get on there too. Up to 12 quotes. Save yourself some money. Why wouldn't you do it? So this might be based on the Swift, but it actually has its own identity. So don't you go calling it a Swift, okay? Hurt the Desire's feelings. But you'll see it's got the sort of narrow halogen projector headlights up front. This is the GL Plus, so it's got a little bit of like piano black treatment here and there. And then you've got those LED tail lamps at the back that are like connected with that chrome strip, which all looks quite fancy actually. But now it's the interior that is probably a little bit more polarizing. And that's because of this beige interior. Now I love it. Like India, also loves a beige interior, but South Africa tend to like all black interiors. I like that this lifts the mood a little bit. I get in and I feel a little bit more cheerful and cheery. It's got like a top deck jewel going on here though, so it's got like the sort of black part and the beige, black beige. I feel like that could have maybe been all black, and then it would have been a little bit sleeker, each to their own. The only problem obviously with this beige is that it's hella impractical. Even if you are like ride sharing or kids, you know, this is going to scuff and get dirty quite quickly, unfortunately. Ooh, this also has 15-inch black alloys. Also look very cool, very slick. And you've got 7 colors to choose from in the Dzire. So, but as usual with Suzuki and a Swift, the interior is really great. So the GA version still has like loads, okay? It's got a digital aircon, electric windows, 2 USB ports, rear park sensors, and heel hold assist. Now this GL Plus adds like cruise control, an extra USB port, a rear view camera. It's got the 7-inch touchscreen infotainment system with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and like just a few other things that I can't remember right now. But from a safety point of view, you've got 6 airbags, brake assist, electronic stability control, yay. We've got ISOFIX in the back. It's got 3 seat belts, not like a lap belt in the middle, which is also fantastic. And then it tells you here it's got like a seat belt reminder. So if someone hasn't popped their seat belt on, you'd be like, hey, I see you. These are all like pretty cool features to have in a car for the price that this is. And it's got a global NCAP rating of 5 stars for adults and 4 for children, which is often a thing people ask me, especially with a car like this. The cheap people think unsafe. Not the case. So it's got a 1.2 litre 3-cylinder engine. You've got 60 kilowatts of power and 112 newton meters of torque. This is mated to a 5-speed manual. You can get the CVT as well. So fuel consumption is claimed at 4.4 liters per 100 Ks. I think when you're pushing it a bit and maybe you've got, you know, a full car of adults and potentially luggage as well, you're probably going to get closer to about 6 liters per 100 Ks, which is still really good because when it's just you and you're going around town, I think you're going to get it much lower. And that's what you want when you're in this budget segment. I don't know why I'm hitting the steering wheel. I'm passionate about it. So let's talk about the boot quick and the space because that's the main thing here. Okay, so it's got a boot of 378 liters. The hatchback Swift is 265 liters, I think. So it is quite a sizable little boot up in here. Rear passenger legroom, pretty good. Headroom, good. I think it's perfect for either young kids and or the odd 6-foot whatnot, you know, Uber passenger who's going to be here in it for what, like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe 30. No one's going up the garden route on a long road trip, are they, in an Uber? Although I do know someone who did that. It cost them like thousands. What the hell were they thinking? Who knows? Okay, from a price point of view, so this top of the range Dzire is 267,000 Rand. Boom. Smashing it out the park. You can, if you like, get the GA, which is like 225,000 Rand for a brand new car, is focal. hey, at this this time in our lives, at this time in the universe, you know what I mean? When cars are so expensive, it's pretty great when you start getting into cars that just aren't costing an arm and a leg. Obviously, there's not much going on in the GA compared to this, but still, my sort of recommendation here would be like, because to be frank, it is a ride-sharing kind of car. There are not many families who are like, this isn't like really aimed at families anymore because like Uber took it over. But I would say that if you are a young family or even an empty nester or something and you want to get into a Dzire, then get the GL Plus, because it's going to have all the amenities and the things that you want to make it feel like a little bit more of a premium car. If you are into Uber driving, and or you want to buy a couple of fleet cars and put them in your, put them into the fleet, like whatever it is, however it works properly, then maybe consider the GA, because it has everything you need, sort of, and it's cheap and wonderful and easy to maintain. Your fuel costs are less as well, so it's just like a really great budget buy still, and it's flippin' fun to drive. Even with this little boot on it, like, it still has that Swift feeling, But there's like no doubt that this is going to continue its success. I don't even think there's any point in us media reviewing these cars, because they are just like continuing on the success story. Certainly don't need us to tell people that they need to buy them. Although I do love it when you guys buy a car on something that I've recommended or reviewed on, and then you tell me in the comment section, because then you know what I do? I send it to Suzuki and I say, you see, I am very important and very influential. That's what I do. Oh my gosh, I was going to sneeze, cough. Thank God I didn't fart at the same time, because that would have been atrocious.